Hey there, I'm so glad you made it. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, I just wanted to have a conversation with the mental health professionals out there with you. And can I kind of have some real talk with you? Hi, I'm Laura Fluke. I'm the founder of the All.The.Things meditation. And maybe you've been following me. Maybe this is something new to you. But I wanted to share something from my heart, if I may. So back in the day, I was maybe about 20, 30 years ago, I was misdiagnosed, actually, with borderline personality disorder. I had, kind of lived life for the next 30 years having what felt like the orange jumpsuit of a prisoner. I had kind of overcome all this stuff. I had gone through trainings and I had learned all this stuff about myself, and I still felt like I had this jumpsuit on. So last year, I'd had an occasion where, I'd lost my dog, and please stick with me, and I appreciate your willingness and your grace to hear this, because I'd lost my dog, and it just kind of unsettled the foundations of a lot of different things, and not in a bad way, but it kind of put me on a path to have more formal conversation with mental health professionals and say, okay, what am I really truly dealing with here? So it turns out with formal psych testing that I have complex PTSD, major depressive disorder, and and what was really fascinating to me was there was no borderline personality disorder found at all. It was actually the traits of a highly sensitive person. It was a game changer. It was an absolute game changer. And having that information about having the traits as a highly sensitive person, that going, I thought I was different than everybody else was. Not to say that I was the black sheep, but just to say I knew I operated differently than others, and it wasn't pathological. So here, I've been doing these meditations, and what I'd love to offer to you is maybe a bridge between what you know and the traditional sense. And praise God for your knowledge, and I praise God for everything you know. But there's a bridge, a point where when I was in the traditional system, I had reached out to my mental health professional, and I said, would you mind, could you hold my hand? I was in an emotionally charged and an energetically charged moment, and it wasn't like I was thrashing about, but I'm like sitting there going, if you could just hold my hand, maybe I could just regulate. And here's the problem. We're trying we're treating the dysregulated self, right? And I'm sitting here going, I don't have anything to bounce off with, right? Like, I don't know what regulated feels like. I don't have anything to connect with. So she's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't hold your hand. That's against protocols. And I'm thinking, hey, Merry Christmas, I got you. I understand the protocols, maybe not then, but I certainly understand it. But so here's where I'm going with this. The All.The.Things meditation and being able to help a person bring nervous system regulation to themselves by bringing their awareness to the ground, to the earth, connecting to somewhere that's nourishing to them, bringing their awareness to something that's been nurturing, that they've already had those experiences of being nourished, or their tank is being filled, or something like that. And I believe that this would be a version or an aspect of interoception. So instead of doing the triggers, and we are treating the triggers, let's start helping people connect to those nourishing sensations, get them into a safe place so that their nervous system says, okay, now this is a safe and regulated place for me to go and talk about this. My brain's a little clearer. The world's not spinning. Maybe all the backpacks are all off. But I would love to share this with you, not only from, hey, follow along with the meditations, but I'm doing a workshop on May 31st that's going to go into this a little bit more deeply and explain why I do things, what the pathway of this meditation is, why it helps to connect to someone's nervous system. And I'm telling you, I had a fascinating journey in meditation about how I met my nervous system. And I tell you what, she looks like Boo from Monsters, Inc. I can't wait to share this with you, whether you're a mental health professional, whether you're a person who is listening to this and following along, and you're on the other side of this as a patient. Please, I so want to help mental health professionals kind of be able to bridge that gap between how do we regulate our nervous system in those moments, and respect the protocols and where somebody needs to be with that and those boundaries with something that is a little more tangible, and how can we give them a tool and a resource to kind of settle in and feel more safe. I can't wait to share this with you. It's on May 31st at 12 noon Eastern. I will put information in a registration link in where the tags go, all the hashtags go, and then also as the first comment. So thank you guys so much. I am looking so forward to sharing all of this with you, and thanks so much for listening. I love you so much. Be well, guys.